Hey, what's
Was good. I actually read comic books this week. Yay.
I read, I took another bullet for the community in reading Spider-Man.
I was gonna do.
I read a Spider-Man related book, but it's not the one they think I'd read.
I was gonna do. Wait, where's that? Yeah, I was gonna do some reading, but I got caught up in some drama, so I cannot disclose. But I could do a lot. So.
But are you excited, Cryptid? We get to talk about our favorite book this week.
Oh yeah, definitely.
If I didn't have oh wait. No, never mind. I can't do that. No. I wanted to draw my little dude in Valentine's outfit, but then I remembered Spider-Man.
You know what?
Spider-Man.
You know what fad I hate?
What?
Anytime somebody doesn't like a character in fiction, they call it a self-insert for the writer.
Oh.
It's like there's some that are, but a lot of them are.
Yeah, that's not a fad. Half the time it is true, and the writers usually admit to it.
Do you think Paul for Spider-Man is a self-insert?
Can I tell you guys something hilarious? Can I tell you something?
Well,
hilarious?
He did say he put some of his traits into that character, so yes.
All right, I'll take it back.
Zeb Wells has gone on record to say that he hates Peter Parker's character and he actively destroyed his entire character because he didn't like him.
Is that
I'm
real?
like, then why are you on a Spider-Man, like a Peter Parker Spider-Man book? That's my question.
Which that's the same logic as having writing Captain America.
Any type of fanfare.
We were talking over.
I would say that's why I kept telling you I didn't want to talk or read this book because it just gives this man more stuff he'll write. We'll talk about it.
It's good content, all right. So
not good content.
Like, Jesus
that's
Christ,
like saying Captain America content. Do you want to read Captain America with Steve Rogers when it's bad? No.
Hey,
apparently Zeb Wells can't go to cons.
You actively stopped reading Cap when you felt he was getting too much disrespect.
No. With Steve, I saw the writing on the wall with his book. I knew the route this was going to go, and I knew I wasn't going to like it. But with Sam Wilson,
he's actively saying he doesn't like the character.
But with Sam Wilson, you guys recall, like, I was iffy about that book, thinking I was going to end up dropping Sam Wilson, but that book proved me wrong. So, you know.
Did you watch
Is
episode?
that not the same situation right now?
Also, did you watch episode 2, like the Spider-Man topic? I know you don't watch them all, but did you watch the Spider-Man one we did?
No.
It was at the very beginning. At the very beginning of it, I literally said something to the effect of what she said. I was like, if you don't like this book, you're not.
But that doesn't just talking about stuff to get people interested in that.
Well, if anything,
the best way to combat stuff is to not talk about it at all. So
if anything, let's consider this Spider-Man issue, a Kamal Khan topic. All right. So.
Okay, good. I can do
for the mere fact that well-known YouTubers are calling this issue gross, no, I'm not talking about it.
Gotcha.
Dude, I'm glad I don't read this book, but I will probably be working on the art.
We're telling people not to read this book. And
I saw that review. I actually commented too. I said, Joel, I have watched you on and off for years. I've never seen you start a review with like a tired sigh. And he's like, yeah, man, some reviews. I read a lot of bad books, but this book right here, it just.
You guys remember Comics Explained?
Yeah, I remember him.
When he did a video on Inhumans versus X-Men, he actually advised people. He literally said, I don't usually do this, but yeah, I don't recommend people read this book at all. So,
yeah, even Joel. Yeah, I saw that. Joel was so tired. I've never seen him have like such a reaction.
And literally, this is just gross now. Amazing Spider-Man 26.
Yeah, I watched that video too. I was like, Joel, I've never seen you like this before. He's like, this is just one of those books, man. That was crazy.
I'm going to look up Chibi Spider-Man and hope I can find something similar to those poses.
Gotcha. But anyway, let's start it off, guys. Welcome to Comic Fanatic episode number 5, is it? I forgot. Man, I forgot at this point. But anyway, you're here with me, Cryptid Zeker 415, ready to cast that die for Superior.
And I cut him off, but this is also Jake Tylenol, the king of geeks over here, or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I'm like the prince. I don't know. Something. Whatever. Just go on to somebody else.
I'm Austin, Ace Comics. I don't want to be here, and I'm probably not gonna be here the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm Richter, also known as the Witch of Jotunheim, pronouns they, he. And I am the #1 Webweaver defender. Screw you, Cryptid.
All right. Well, let's start us off. Austin, you start us off.
Okay. Female-led Office remake announced. I'm not gonna knock it just because it's female remake. I'm gonna knock it because I don't think anyone was asked for this. So I wonder what conversation went on to make this happen.
Okay, Austin, when you say remake, do you mean it's remaking like the Office that was set in place around the early 2000s, or is this still modern?
British made The Office, and then we did a remake of that, but in America, and now they're doing a remake of the American one, but with females.
But I'm just curious at what time this is taking place. Is it taking place modern or early 2000? Oh, okay. So I mean, I don't see an issue with that. I mean, there's been many different spin-offs of The Office before.
This is a spin-off. This is a remake.
What do you mean by like? So they're redoing plot lines and everything? Is it like what? Is that what you're saying?
Some gonna be redone, but literally just how. If you watch the first episode of the American version of The Office, think of that. How we were literally just copying the British word for word, but in America. Apparently, it's gonna be like that, but female.
Okay. I just wanted if it's okay. I really that's
honestly, I would.
Office doing a like documentary. That's fine,
right?
But like I said, if what they're having or talking about, maybe reusing plot lines, all that stuff, I think that's just going to get on people's nerves more than anything.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing the better option being that, like, let's say, okay, you have Michael Scott and his business in America. Okay, that was their own thing, but you had like another part in Pennsylvania where you had the female-led office workers. I'm like, you could have done that, but.
Kurt, you know what's funny?
What?
They already had the setup for like the office thing. Remember when Jim went to that other company and he had a girlfriend named Karen? They could have just had Karen like take over and just leave from there, from that side.
You could do that too. And eventually, they ended up merging with each other.
Yeah.
Okay, this is going to be a long. I just don't really see the point of going out to say that this is a complete remake where, The Office is supposed to be a commentary on like, okay, one specific office branch in America. I mean, there are dozens of office branches out there that have funny stories and trials to go through. You could have done that,
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently it's still going to be another paper company though, so I'm like, okay.
Okay, so a different paper company. Okay, I could see that working then,
I mean, it's whatever The Office is, whatever their company is, it's the same type of company. They're not doing like a new product.
Okay, if that's the case, I want them to commit if this is like early 2000s sort of humor. Like, will they resist putting modern day humor into that? I wonder.
Most likely.
I don't know. It's yet today, so it's probably not. It's probably gonna speak like today.
Yeah.
How much want to bet that first thing they're gonna talk about the pandemic?
Okay, so at that point, like, then what was the point then? Like,
I don't know.
You could have had a shared universe going on with office workers.
Whatever time, like, it's not that the idea of a remake is confusing. It's the why. Like, this just could have been its own office. Basically, that's kind of where it's losing me. But like I said, if it's funny, I don't really.
Well, that matters.
Kind of what the point of The Office is, so to be a comedy. So
Mm-hmm.
make me laugh.
I I noticed y'all didn't add the 2 topics up there right before this. Are we not doing that?
Austin, yeah, there's a reason for that. Let's save that for next week because we have a couple of dynamic topics to talk about with the comic reviews, plus the movie discussion at the end. So it's going to away a lot of time. So, all right, we'll save that for next week.
Mm.
Okay.
All right.
Alrighty. So, which
your favorite movie?
Hello.
Jake, go ahead, announce this one.
Okay, well, Hocus Pocus 3 is coming.
Can I ask a question?
Yep.
What?
Why?
Because
it's not that hard.
They want to milk a franchise like you've never seen that before, right? Which,
oh, don't get me started.
How do you feel?
I'm in the streets right now.
Gotcha. How many people here are Hocus Pocus fans?
I mean, I like the original. The
original
was good. The second one was just trying to be some of the same and with like worse plot lines, in my opinion. Like, the bottom end of it.
Yeah.
It took me a little bit. I was like, did I even watch the second one? All right, that's the only one.
Yeah, we watched it with Tony, and then we turned it off. And then
that's how forgettable it was.
I guess
we watched like the first half, and then by the time we were so bored, I think Tony was ready to go, and I was falling asleep. That we just left and played the game, and then came back another day.
Gotcha. I guess I'm the biggest Hocus Pocus fan by default here because I really like the first one. The second one,
most one.
And I'm probably like the one who's more lenient on the second one. I enjoyed it. I mean, there were some things I feel like they should have cut off. I didn't really like the new kids they added in for the sequel. I mean, I just wasn't interested in them. The gem of a good idea they had in the sequel. The gem of the good idea they had was actually, in the opening of the sequel, we got to see the Sanderson sisters as they were kids. And I just like the idea of getting children of today trying to, act out the Sanderson sisters as how they would be like if they were, 10 years old and that stuff. I kind of want to see that more. Do a prequel series, if anything,
I'll see. I would have commentary for you. But that's
my favorite part.
They started doing witchcraft, and immediately got caught. And
my favorite part in that opening was like when the elder Sanderson sister was like saying, "Hey, if I'm going to be betrothed with anybody, it's going to be Billy Butcherson because we are soulmates." Since we had that,
that's what they all say.
Yep, because Billy Butcherson was her first kiss in the cemetery.
I just love first kisses.
But wasn't
in
that
the
whole
cemetery?
story that he liked her sister, and then she lied to him or something, and then took that kiss?
No, apparently Billy ended up, screwing around with the sister. The youngest one, the blonde one. But what the tragedy is of Billy Butcherson really is the fact that in history he is written down as the elder Sanderson sister's former lover. And he's like, I just gave you one pity kiss. That was it. Like, come on. Oh, poor Billy.
Look. At least they don't think he died of birth. I think he's fine.
I guess. No. But honestly, aside from that, we're not going to get a prequel. We're instead going to be given like a further continuation of the sequel. And I don't know where you could go. I don't know where you could go from here, honestly.
They should just do a prequel movie. They had a book with another sister.
Exactly, or even go animated. Why not?
Yeah, how about you pitch your Hocus Pocus 3 movie?
Yeah.
Why you gotta put that pressure on me again?
I told you I'm gonna put that building on you like both.
Honestly, they should just explore the Sanderson sisters when they were kids with their other sister that they had. Yeah, audience, they have another sister who's like a good witch. It's a whole thing. Don't worry about it.
See, there's myths to explore in this and in their history. Like, come on, guys, we're giving you good ideas. Dang it!
Yeah, didn't you take my money? Just kidding. You already take my money.
Oh, yeah. Your filming is good if they pull it off correctly, which I doubt they will.
Another thing about, if I could say one other good thing about the sequel was I liked how, in real life the Hocus Pocus found a really good fan community within the LGBT community, right? So they were able to bring some of that into the movie, especially when it came to that competition, where you actually had drag queens coming in as the Sanderson sisters. Thought that was a nice touch,
We only have to stand.
Yeah. But yeah. Any other thoughts, guys?
I don't care.
And then coming back to life and then finding out they had a man play you.
As far as they're concerned, like they did a damn good job at dressing up.
I just thought it was funny. Originally, apparently, I thought they'll set up their reaction. Apparently, like 3 different versions. Because they didn't know if they wanted to go like full. What's the best word to say it? Full offended from because of their point of view. Bette Midler's character. At least he's like the most beautiful woman of all time.
Yep.
So the 2 ways they planned to take were either she was going to get really mad or really happy. But I'm so pretty, even men want to be me.
Yeah.
I just thought it was funny.
I really love that joke too. But I like her response though was to that one drag queen. She's like, "Lose the teeth." Yeah, I'm giving you tips on how to be a better me. Yeah. Anyway, I don't think there's really much. We can't really expect much quality in the third film because, again, where you go. So
they remember where they went.
Just moving forward, the ending set up the new modern people becoming the next trio of witches. That's where you go.
But do we really want to see the next trio of witches, or were we won over by the Bette Midler and her crew?
And I clearly wasn't, so I guess it's not.
Jake wasn't. I wasn't. You didn't like the kids. I'm sure there's some people that like the kids.
You could probably write it better. I mean, honestly, Eddie had a story, but you got with the right writing. So
do you guys expect we're going to get a musical number from the kids then, on the level of Bette Midler?
No, but I'm sure they're going to find a way to bring Bette Midler and them back, regardless. So,
gotcha. But anyway, I think that's it for now. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to comic book news. I'll announce this one. J.Micheal Strazinski announced to write Captain America this December. Wow. That's what I gotta say. This is the guy who wrote that famous line between Captain America and Spider-Man, the one where he said, "Doesn't matter what the world says about you, they don't define who you are, you do," and that stuff, which eventually led its way to Earth's Mightiest Heroes with that famous moment. They got that writer to come in.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, Marvel must have finally realized, yeah, we've been doing a large number of negativity with Steve's book over the past couple of runs. So let's pay this guy whatever he wants to come back, because he has some good credit under his record.
I don't think Marvel cares nearly as much as you think they do. I'm pretty sure the guy asked to come back to do Captain. They're like, sure, we'll just cut this fake, do whatever you're doing in Cold War, and then we'll just say let's take over French. That's literally what it feels like.
Pretty much. As far as his other books are concerned, I have read his Superman Earth 1 book. Honestly, I really love that book. It was actually my favorite Superman book. It was a modern take on Superman, and his upbringings, moving into Metropolis. You understand why he wants to be a reporter. You see his early days as Superman, the world already fearing him. He goes out and actually does stop a dictator in a fascist country, only for all the whole world to look at that as like, oh my God, what if this Superman doesn't like the way other countries are handling their country? What if he does the same thing to us?
A valid.
I good fear.
Yeah.
Guess what the United Nations end up doing?
Murdering him.
Nope. They actually listen to another foreign alien that just happens to pop up and says, "Yeah, I'm here to eliminate the last son of Krypton. So you guys want to work with me to kill him? Come on."
Sure.
Yeah.
It's like, I know you want to.
Oh my God. But yeah, it was a good 3-volume comic. I definitely recommend reading that up. As for what he has in mind for Steve Rogers, apparently there's going to be a shadowy figure who's looking to prevent Steve from doing something that will change the world, probably for the better. But aside from that, the writer goes on to state that he also wants to do like a little bit of flashback sequences to Steve's younger days. But he is aware that stories have already been told between Steve as a kid to Steve joining the army, but there really isn't much being told in between that. Like specifically where, after Steve's mother dies and he's left alone, what was life like for him, struggling around the streets, keeping a job, having to see the rise of Nazi sympathizers. Because, we didn't have that.
Older brother Bucky, like the movie did.
Wait, what was that?
We don't talk about the movie.
I think he didn't have an older brother Bucky like the movie did.
Oh, exactly. And he actually does want to, address what Steve's view was like seeing his neighbors actually wanting to side with the Nazis during not in the start of World War II, but in the uprising of them. So yeah, you could tell a story about Cap's past. It doesn't have to destroy his legacy. How about that?
He'll find some way. He knows you're reading.
Oh no! Give me this hope, man. I think, in all honesty, I think this is the true healing process of Steve Rogers after Secret Empire. Honestly, because God dang it, Cap fans have just been put through the ringer. Like, there's no run that where we're all united on and saying this is a proper Steve Rogers Captain America book. And I want this to be the one.
I forgot. Did you like Secret Empire? I can't remember.
Yeah.
No, I like Secret Empire, but here's the thing. I could like something, but I can acknowledge the division that caused, Like,
I feel like if Nick Spencer just got to finish that book the way he originally wanted, I think it would have been fine.
Yes, exactly, Yeah, just looking back, like part of one of the reasons why I really love Secret Empire is because I wanted to see, the hopefulness at the end, how Steve could actually rise up from such a tarnishment of his name, like that episode in Spider-Man, after Secret Invasion and his name was just being tarnished. I wanted that one moment where, he's like talking to Spider-Man saying like, I'm not changing my character. I'm still going to be fighting a good fight no matter what people say about me. I was expecting a whole story arc about that in the comics post Secret Empire, but I never got that. You basically just had Steve, continue on, dragging, whatever. No real signs of hope.
He drove around the country with a pity party for like 12 issues.
Yep. Yeah. So again, crossing my fingers. And hey, for everybody who's been upset about the recent runs of Steve Rogers, this is your moment to show Marvel. We want to support a good Steve Rogers, story that actually is proud of who Steve is and is proud of the color of the uniform he wears. So.
Or is
No, we don't want that, man. But all right, then. That's really it. Who wants to announce the next one?
Superior Spider-Man returns.
You guys recall that one meme from Meg and Family Guy? I'm back. You're all my bitches now.
Yeah.
Yay.
All right.
Cryptid, I'll never be your bitch.
I'm just so got this news, honestly. And Dan Slott's apparently coming back to write him. Yay. Say what you guys want about Dan Slott, but god dang it, Superior Spider-Man was his gem of a baby, alright? Like,
Here's this.
Mm-hmm.
Tell people what much about Superior Spider-Man.
What was that, Chick?
You want to tell people what you like so much about Superior Spider-Man?
He was a villain who wanted to do things better than Peter Parker. Like,
so crazy last night.
like, hey, let me give you an example, right? When he was Peter Parker, it just baffled Otto's mind. Like, Peter, you could have won a Nobel Prize at this point, but you're in this place, barely able to pay rent? Come on. That's it. So he goes to college to get his education and all this stuff. And what's this? People need help. It's okay. I'll just program Autobots to go around the area and alert the cops while I work on building my education and that stuff.
Oh yeah, the events that literally ruined Spider-Man's career for like the next 3 years.
How was it? What was that? It
Has
wasn't
Otto Octavius ever heard of the word humble before?
not Otto Octavius.
He actually does learn to be humble. I mean, especially towards the end of his run that led to him having to, make a deal with Mephisto. Oh, that was so bad.
Spider people and Mephisto, what's y'all's obsession?
Mm-hmm.
After all this, everything that Otto did got detected by the government, and they're like, Peter Parker didn't write this paper. This is clearly just the paper that Doc Ock wrote like 20 years ago, stuff like that. And they literally want people's life.
What happened?
Even Aunt May, who should believe Peter, it's like, you ain't shit.
That's
Oh man. Well, Otto did get Peter a business that could compete with Stark Industries. Come on.
Imagine coming to
Peter didn't need that.
Imagine
That's the only reason Peter as a character couldn't keep that, because he didn't build it himself. That's the problem with these type of writers.
Imagine coming home to your saintly old aunt and telling her you ain't shit, nephew.
But yeah, filled with hope about this. A bit curious how Otto's going to be coming back in light of the Mephisto deal. In case people don't know, towards the end of Superior Spider-Man, right, where Otto was feeling something he actually didn't feel at all. He actually started caring about the citizens' lives. Before he was like,
he cares about people.
Yes, because of the events of War of Realms. This was something really new and actually something he couldn't really deal with mentally. Like, before he was an ends justify the means. Like, if I have to break like 20 eggs to make one omelet, yeah, I'm going to break them eggs. But now he's starting to regret that. And even at a point where San Francisco was about to give him the key to the city for saving so many people during War of Realms, Otto was like, screw this. No, you guys want to give me something that's going to remind me of all the lives I couldn't save? People died in War of Realms. Nobody's going to remember their names. And I could have done something about that.
You say his heart grew 3 sizes that day.
And yet you couldn't figure out about some of these other characters.
Not worried about the people I killed. We're just worried about people I couldn't save from other people.
Yep, this was a very new experience for Otto, and
And you'll defend Otto Octavius when he literally destroys like a whole bunch of high schoolers' proms because a girl rejected him. Wow.
That was a different timeline.
That's
It's
a
still
different
I don't watch
situation.
TV.
That's you know, it's funny you should bring up that it's Otto Octavius because that's actually what led to the deal with him and Mephisto. You see, Norman Osborn's Spider-Man came back to 616 after the events of Spider-Geddon, and he's like, you know what, Otto, you were a jerk to me, so I'm going to come here and I'm going to beep up your life, man. He
I still Osborn.
he announces to the whole world that the superior Spider-Man that's been around San Francisco, he's actually Dr. Octopus this whole time.
He just stole Peter Parker's body.
He also,
you know how much random stuff you have to explain and then force people to believe for that to be the truth.
and apparently he releases evidence of that, and he also announces that this Elliot Tolliver, which was an alias Otto was hiding behind, as a successful businessman and this stuff, that is actually Otto Octavius, and he is Superior Spider-Man. And you know what? I'm gonna hold the 4 people he holds closest right now hostage until he kills 4 people in their name. Either he does that or I'm killing these 4 people. And Otto's like, I can't do this, man. Like I need to make this deal with Mephisto. So he summons Mephisto, and Mephisto's like, and Otto's like, I need, the way I'm at right now, I can't go up against Norman Osborn Spider-Man. He's ruthless, cold, and calculating, just like I used to be.
Yeah, because it's Norman Osborn.
I need you to put me back as to how I was before, so I could defeat Norman Osborn Spider-Man. Just do it for one day. And Mephisto's like, yeah, nah, that's not how it's going to work with me. You do this, it's going to have to be permanent, Otto. And on top of that, I'm going to also erase all your memories of what you went through during your time as Spider-Man as well. But
and there was a lie.
Kind of like Otto still remembers some stuff as Spider-Man, but it was almost it's like a distant dream for him, a dream he just can't remember. But man,
if he remembered anything, that means it was a lie.
Do you think if he went to Professor Xavier, Xavier could open his brain?
No. It isn't telepathy. The memory should not exist.
There came like this.
They're not like disconnected from your brain. They are gone. They shouldn't exist at all.
It's a dream for him. He just doesn't remember the details. But anyway, so that was like that was just a beautifully poetic way to end Superior Spider-Man's run, especially since Mephisto was like, don't worry, Otto, when you get back, I'll make sure you're free of all diseases. Physical.
So why didn't he just call Peter like the last time he couldn't deal with Norman and he needed help?
Because Norman Osborn gave him a time limit, otherwise these 4 people will die, which included a child that Otto saved.
What is the time limit? 5 minutes or something?
Pretty much like within the next hour. Oof.
It wasn't fast enough to get Peter. That's basically what the book is saying. So that's what he.
So man, it was so hard to see that because in the beginning of this whole Superior Spider-Man run, he had a love interest by the name of Anna Maria. Eventually she found out that Peter had Dr. Octopus's mind inside him this whole time. And she was functioning as almost like a parole officer of Superior Spider-Man during this time, right? And while Otto concluded, based on his own research, that the reason he turned villainous was because of the damage the tentacles did to his brain, right? But Anna Maria did the same research, and she concluded, no, the tentacles did nothing to alter your brain's behavior. Everything you did as Dr. Octopus, that was on you. So,
yeah, I don't know why he thinks that. Like he wasn't evil as a child. We literally see flashbacks of stuff.
But this was Otto who so you're basically picking up two researchers at that point because Otto concluded, yes, there was brain damage to his head. And Maria in the beginning was like saying, no, there was no brain damage. But now you have Mephisto saying, don't worry, you'll be giving a fresh start. You won't have any physical or mental disabilities or mental damage after this. And Anna Maria, she's just there crying, telling Otto, don't do this. You don't have to do this. We can find another way to save those people. Don't you see what Mephisto's trying to do? He's trying to turn you into, and Mephisto says, Otto Octavius, which apparently this woman thinks is so horrible. Oh, I'm just asking you, Otto, to bet on yourself. I'm like, damn, man.
I'm not.
But even if the brain damage thing was real, and that was the thing he thought, he literally made a new body and just moved over brainwaves. His brainwaves would not be damaged anymore.
You mean when he
literally had the perfect Spider-Man body? That literally goes against what that is.
As he went into the clone body of Spider-Man, right? He did end up joining Hydra, but he just wanted to join them temporarily so he could get control of Parker Industries back. But Peter stopped him and all that stuff. So Otto really had no other choice but stay in Hydra for the time being. But after that, he went back to being a hero. All right. So. All right. So yeah.
So him coming back now, is he coming back as a hero? You think? Are they going to do the anti-hero thing? What do you think they're going to do?
I think it's going to be anti-hero, honestly.
Okay.
It's
well,
weird.
We'll see how it goes.
It's weird.
They need to stop going back and forth whatever his character is and decide what he needs to be. And this is going to get annoying that every time they make him super evil, and then suddenly he wants to do the right thing, and then go back to being super evil.
Has he done anything super evil?
Or are we forgetting him and Kingpin trying to take over the multiverse literally a event ago? Did that not happen now?
Otto was specifically going after the other Ottos of the multiverse, all right?
Is he going after the Gwen Stacy one?
The which one? Which?
The Gwen Stacy one?
Oh, well,
that didn't exist yet, so no.
No.
Okay. Just ask.
Yeah, why was he going after the multiverse Ottos?
Hey, he wanted his own council, and who does he feels are more fit to be in his councils? Just other people like him.
So the good Ottos, I would imagine.
Council Reed and the Council King, but unlike Council Reed, it fell apart immediately.
But here's the twist, though, Jake. The council he had of Ottos were Ottos that switched bodies with other heroes in their universe. So you had a superior Wolverine,
I remember
Hulk.
this.
Yeah. And by the end, they had to fight the biggest bad guy of all, right? The supreme Otto Octavius of the multiverse.
It was Doc Ock, too.
I want
Doc Ock, Doom, and Doctor Strange. 3 levels of doctor degrees in one.
I want a map showing where all these multiversal gangs hang out, like in the multiverse. I just want like they have their own.
The only one to hang out is the Spider-Verse. The rest of them do not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, just seeing nothing but hopefulness out of this. All right, let's move on to the next. Who wants to announce this?
Which? Announce.
Edge of Spider-Verse #2. You don't want to know the struggle I went through to try to read this. I don't know why. Read Comics Online just does not like me.
You hate DC Princess musicals, Mitch?
This is why you need to go to read all comics. Stop using read comics online.
Issues at first because of how many pop-up ads it has. But I like the issue. I love the Spintress book. It was fun. I screenshotted the Web Weaver freaking cameo and the Sun Spider cameo.
Mm-hmm.
But it was
read all comics.
I don't read all comics. That's too many comics, and I have other things.
Use the site to read all comics.
Okay, I'll do that later. But besides the point, I have a random question.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly, but do they mention the name of Spinstress love interest in her
Yes.
debut? They did?
Well, yeah, he popped up in her debut issue. Her love interest is a Romeo.
Is James Watson, by the way.
Yep. Think of how Romeo would dress with
But better.
with the pantaloons and that stuff. His name is Mary. His name
Like,
is
look.
His name is Mary James Watson. Like,
oh, just to let y'all know, it's Merry, and then it's James Watson.
Like the Merry Men and that stuff, you know. So,
and he's a bar.
He's a musician. So I gotta say, this is pretty much like the continuation of her debut issue. Honestly, she comes back to her universe, has a little song moment, like recapping everybody on what's happened with her with the whole Spider-Verse stuff. She goes to her mother, right? Who we learn
She's in a glass coffin.
Yeah, she's in eternal sleep, right?
And speaking of octopus, octopi, I guess I should say that's the plural. We get Bishop Octopus, and he's not the worst, I guess you can say.
He has actual octopus tentacles.
But yeah, he has like literal octopus tentacles. I'm not even joking with y'all right now.
He's basically this world's version of Ursula.
It could be worse.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, princess, you need to go like get this like crystal fixed to save your mumsy, but you have to go to a goblin. And she's like, dang, a goblin. Wait, what about a fairy god, a gob mother?
Fairy goblin, no, fairy green gob mother. Something like that.
It's so weird. It's spelled Gob mother. It's so weird.
Okay. But instead of a fairy godmother, who pops up? Which?
It's Craven, the huntsman.
Yep.
With actual vulture. No, it's like the vulture, but an actual bird, but with the vulture's color scheme.
Yeah.
Does this make sense?
Yes.
Am I making sense?
Yes.
I would have to see it.
Okay, but anyway, Craven pops up because he's heard of this awesome, badass spinstress character, and he has a wanted poster of her, and it's just like a monstrified, muscular version of what spinstress actually looks like. You know.
I mean, it looks pretty cool. Not gonna lie, it's a cool drawing.
That's basically what spinstress would look like if she ever becomes woman spider. You know, like so.
For real. For real, if she got lucky.
Yeah.
But no.
But anyway,
can I go through this?
Go ahead.
So he shows her the poster, and keep in mind, she's like looking at him, and then she's like, "So not us." And then this Craven just starts laughing, and I love like a little spider homie, and he's just like. Just be like, it's super funny.
Yeah.
And we see
he goes
Mary James Watson again, and he gets kidnapped by Craven and Vulture.
This is the part I was waiting for, honestly. Okay.
And then Bishop Octopus comes back, and he was like, "Intruder, keep the princess safe." And he's like, "Oh no, the crystal! I need those to save the mum, the queen."
And Spencer is like, I'm on the job, along with my faithful little spider sidekick. So she goes on to find Craven, and oh man, this is the part I was waiting for. Craven has James Watson hostage, and
in the Goblin Forest, by the way, which looks really cool. If any of y'all have read it,
and Craven sings a manly song, which I'm gonna do.
And what I think is funny about this is that James is just not impressed. He's like, I've seen that. I've heard better songs.
Hey, let's let the audience decide that, because hey,
well, they need to read it.
Let me sing this song for all you guys to get a sense of it.
No.
Whoa, hang on.
No.
No.
I don't have
Because you don't know the song,
right now.
the way he sung it.
Yeah, I
You
was
can't
gonna
be.
ask that. I was gonna
So I
ask this.
don't.
Are
Don't
these
do that.
songs on like somewhere available for like people to listen to, or do you actually have to just imagine it?
You
Like,
have
how
to
does this?
imagine
At the moment for this one, you have to imagine it. But there was a video, I don't know where, but
Yeah.
an
Well-
actress who played, I believe, Jasmine on Broadway.
Yeah.
She voiced Princess
Ariel-
Petra.
Ariel Jacobs, that's her name. Yeah.
Yes.
Uh,
Speaking of spinstress, she pulls up and then beats his ass.
in musical style and lyrical fashion.
Not really, not in this
From
scene.
Biggest Beast.
But can I read out the scene real quick? It's really quick.
Go ahead.
She she webs Craven to the tree, and she's like, "James, are you okay?" And he's like, "Yes." I mean, he sang a truly awful song, but she's like, "Good, we're getting out of here." But it was pretty funny. And Craven's like, "Yo, what is holding me in place?" And she's like, "It's webbing. That's what it does." And she's like, "I'm spinstress, dude. Like, put some respect on my name." And he's like, "No, you are not powerful, monstrous, or terrifying. You're a tiny bug girl with a squishable spider toy." She's like, "I'm totally powerful. Like, yeah, I might have gotten turned into like this weird wasp creature, but don't worry about it. That's not important." And guess who we see? Guess who we see? Pull up in a thing of green smoke fire mess.
The fairy godmother.
Wait, who's
She's giving Maleficent realness right now. And it's actually kind of great. It's great. My blanket situation is not great, though.
But anyway, she's performing a spell on the crystal ball while Spinstress is fighting Craven, right? And the fight eventually leads to Mary James Watson coming in and destroying that crystal.
Oh, by the way, the orb looks suspiciously like a very specific symbiote that we all know and love.
Just because it's Blackbeard does not mean it has to be a symbiote witch. Come on.
I know, but if you look at it, it looks very similar. I never said it was.
That doesn't sound
I never
like
said it was.
Okay.
You guys are just twisting my words like how everyone does.
Okay.
Okay, but anyway, Mary James.
Oh, we should also probably mention that Weber, no, not Weber, Webster, frees, James Watson.
Yep, they go. They return back to the kingdom. James is like, go be with your mother, right? And the curse that made her mother fall asleep, it got broken. So yay, Spinstress reunites with her mother, and we're treated to the final page of this story, where it turns out a lot of black goo did fall on James Watson, and it was a symbiote.
Yeah, sucker.
Okay, this is basically the way he looks is basically how you would imagine Beast from Beauty and the Beast looking like a symbiote. So
How do you think?
He
How do you
looks
think?
like a mix of the lizard and Venom.
Mm-hmm.
So
Because of
yeah, just
How do you guys think the symbiote with the symbiote powers? How do you think that affects your singing?
probably adds like a
Gotcha.
You know what?
Going back to Gus.
I'm gonna send you some covers of this one Utahu, and you're gonna be, and that's what I imagine a Venomized singing voice sounds like.
If you guys
Venom voice has what, 2 tones? It'll be like the Vegito song. Look at that.
There you go.
If you guys
A duet.
If you guys want an idea of what Craven sings like, I'm thinking like Gaston. Like no one chops wood like Gaston or that stuff.
That would be fun. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's how the issue ends. I mean, we're still continuing on with that. I didn't even read the last half of this story. That's supposed to set up the deadliest spider person out there. If you guys want to read it, go ahead. I didn't. But, apparently Craven pops up in that, too, so. Craven's everywhere, man.
Why you read it?
Why
didn't you read it?
Yeah,
Probably because
just got bored. I was here for Spinstress, all right?
Yeah, we don't really care about the other two. But the other two, the art are pretty cool. Well, no, it's
Wait.
one other. I'm sorry. But
So
let's
that's why.
I'm just gonna briefly go through like the other ones.
Go
We're in a
ahead.
different. And this one lady is pregnant because, fair enough, people get pregnant, and she gives birth to the child, and he's like a normal baby, but he has like extra spider limbs and like some little like other spider parts on his face. I don't know. It's kind of. It's not the most visually appealing. But the art makes it a bit okay, because if this was the artist who did Marvel Ruins, this would not have looked as good as it did.
Oh God, I'm seeing that picture right now. You have a recently born baby who has spider limbs on it. Oh,
It could be worse.
oh. He even has like two fangs coming out of his cheeks. I'm like, oh boy.
You know what? You know what surprises me is that she didn't assume that this child is like a demon or something and try to unalive it, which, props to her, I guess. But still.
Okay.
But no, the child is raised out in the forest, because obviously you can't really live in like, I guess, quote unquote normal human society, because he has spider attached. But you see this band of hunters, which I'm assuming is run by Craven. I'm assuming
he is in this book, after all. So.
Yeah, and this kid, his name is Peter, Petor. Yeah, he's just a little silly, goofy guy. He's just a little trickster. Why not? He's just vibing. And this art right here of him like coming out of the tree, and like just saying hi to his mom. It's actually kind of cute. It's kind of cute. It's kind of adorable. I'm actually gonna save that panel and then crop it later. Well, it's all good. And so later that night, we see these band of hunters or whatever, pillaging and murdering because, yeah, of course. And then we see our friend Peter, save the day for the most part, trying to like save people. But obviously, he couldn't save his mom. I'm assuming. And so then he goes to see what happened. And this one guy's like, "Get away from her, leave her alone, you monster!" And he just leaves, and we into the forest. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, that's kind of anticlimactic, but you know what? Fair enough. And that's where it ends, by the way.
It is what it is. So yeah.
So,
Yep.
that's like just randomly saying, "Oh, something's big is going to happen." Is enough to make you read every book up to the thing. But hearing that the most deadly version of Spider-Man ever is going to exist,
Yeah,
that turns.
The last I heard of Ben start commenting is he's like advising comic book shops that you might want to pick up issue 3 because hey, that's going to be the origin story of Spider Boy. So
I'm good. I don't really care about Spider Boy. Okay, I don't really delve too much into the Spider-Verse.
A lot of people did because that issue sold out in my comic shop, which
not in mine.
I'm trying to get ahead of the market.
Oh yeah, how many of those are actual comic people and not movie people?
Yeah, you got to remember where I'm from, Cryptid. I have not the best. There was a large turnout for free comic book day, but it's free comic book day, dude. So you got to do what you got to do, man.
Yep. Alrighty. Yeah, I think we spoke enough about Age of Spider-Verse. Any final thoughts, guys?
I love the spinster story.
Yeah, Spinster sounds fun. I mean, I'm not fully sold on just making random people in the multiverse Spider-Man, but
I know which Spider-Person you would invent, Jake. The Spider X Terminator.
Yeah,
his whole mission in life was to thin out the Spider-Verse.
I just make a Craven that hunts Spider-Man in the multiverse. he has to keep going. But
Isn't that just
bring back
what
more long. We're born as a Spider-Person.
that'll be
the
me.
name of in the first Spider-Verse crossover event, the people that were trying to murder all the Spider people, what were their names?
The Inheritors.
That's their inheritor.
The Inheritors, yeah. That's literally just them, Jake.
Well, yeah, I know.
I'm just bring back Morlon, but as a Spider-Person. Have wherever his death due be, have him reborn in the own cycle that he hates so much. Have him bring it down from inside.
Yeah. All right. Are we ready to go?
All
right. This is Witch's topic. Witch, you have the floor. Tell us when
Go
you're ready.
Okay, cool. Let me pull up Marvel Unlimited real quick.
Announce the topic.
It is the time, and hello, I'm back again for Aaron Fischer, Marvel Love Unlimited number 4, technically issue 52, but I'm not getting into that right now, and I don't care. Anyways, I'm gonna start. So it starts off with Aaron. He wakes up in an apartment or something like that, and when I first read it, I was like, "Is this like a hotel room or something?" And then I thought about it. I'm like, "No, you dumbass, no." But I like how. There's a Dazzler poster there because I feel like as a community we can all agree that if there's a queer Marvel character, they're most likely gonna like Dazzler, and that is a pure fact. So we find out that it was Jeremy's apartment, and I'm assuming that they did something, but I'm not gonna get into that right now. And so then Jeremy brings Aaron some I'm assuming coffee or tea or something, a hot beverage. There we go. I probably should say. And Aaron's like, we should talk. And he was like, let me guess, you're seeing something. And Aaron's like, I mean, I guess, but not really. But I just don't think this is a good idea. And Jeremy's like, I do. You still feel it, right? And then, they kiss a little bit. And Aaron's like, we need to find out what's going on with in Hastings real quick. I feel like we should probably worry about that. Whatever. And so they go out on the town, probably in the morning, because I'm assuming this is in the morning, maybe early afternoon at the latest. And so then Aaron's like, yo, can you tell me what you saw? And this lady is like, oh yeah, some weird haze appeared during tornado warnings. The sky lit up. It was nuts, man. People from Alchemax, which if you know, can't come in and sweep us out against our will. Tell us that the cops will commit us to a hospital if we don't want to go with them to the quote unquote tornado cellars. But the ones that do go, they never come back, and everyone here is getting sick, which is not fun. And then Aaron's like, dang, whatever Alchemax is doing, it's hurting people. And Jeremy's like, that's probably why they built the medical center to help the sick. I'm like, yeah, no. Yeah. And so Aaron pays the woman for her time, and he says, oh, or to keep tabs on the people. Is it some sort of science experiment? And Jeremy's like, I know you'll figure it out, be the hero the town needs, and everyone is will welcome you back with open arms. And Aaron is visibly uncomfortable, he's just not. And he's like, as soon as I'm done here, I'm leaving. I can't be here. And so Jeremy's like, so you're just gonna go away again? And Aaron's like, I'm here for Glenn. Leaving this place was our dream. Don't you remember? You're the one who decided to come back, where your parents welcome you home, where things were safe for you. Not for me, for you. You ditched me, and you didn't even consider it. And Jeremy gets mad, which I don't even know why you have the right to get mad. You have no right. You literally did that. We saw you do that. Jesus Christ. And he gets really pissed off and defensive. And he's like, I'm doing everything I can to make it better for us. And it's he's like, this is our home too. And I'm like, dude, shut up. Who asked for your opinion? You have no right to get mad at him when you literally ditched him because you were able to go back home. And Jeremy's like, you refuse to believe that this place is really different, but it is. For the first time, I actually have friends, a job, and I can be myself. And it's I'm happy here. And he's like, just go, I guess. After all, why not? and like all you do is run. And I'm like, first of all, that's like that's part of his like whole shtick. But like, you know, obviously he has a job to do. He can't just like think about this for like too long. But we'll probably get back to it later. Yeah, maybe. I honestly don't know. But that's not important to this conversation right now. So Eren finds the Alchemix like power plant deal. Like he goes like right outside the city, and he gets a couple text messages from, I'm assuming, one of his friends. And so then we see a press conference with this one guy who I'm assuming is something related to Alchemix. I wonder why. It's totally not in the background or anything. You know, and it's like this guy, like, after many months, we're proud to announce the newest innovation in Alchemix. My brainchild, of course. And he's like, in Missouri? Like, Eren's like, in Missouri? Like, here? And then this guy was in the video, like, many have tried and failed to recreate the experiments that led to the creation of Captain America. And I'm like, I'm done. Nope. We're not doing this shit again. We've done this so many goddamn times, my guy. And then he's like, but I'm here to announce that I've done one better. And like, everyone says that. Everyone says that. Am I wrong? No, because everyone has said that they were going to try to recreate the super soldier serum that created Steve Rogers and all this other stuff. And I'm like, shut up, dude. No, you didn't. You're just going to like get people more hurt in the process. And he was like,
the guy. There was.
No, we'll get back to that in a second. And he's like, instead of replicating the outdated quote-unquote super soldier serum, I have synthesized a unique hyper-connected power set that would change the face of humanity forever. All for the... I'm gonna paraphrase this, being like, all for the low price of $10 billion a dose. I'm like, $10 billion? I know you guys are money hungry, but calm down. He's like, any questions? And I'm like, shut up. That's my question. Shut up. Eren's like, I think I know what this is all about, you know? But Alchemix is literally poisoning this town, all to give more power to the ultra-rich, which, to be honest, I think Eren will love Hobie Brown, aka Spider-Punk. That's just my theory. But, going back to it, it ends with, that he needs to prove that this shit is actually happening. And I'm like, damn. But still, Jeremy, you are a bitch, and I don't like you that much. But I have a feeling that they're going to work it out, and they're going to get back together. And even if they don't, they're still probably going to, like, kind of mend their relationship. And I'm just like, Eren, he's not healthy for you. Like, no. You don't need to, like, mend your relationship with this guy who literally ditched you. Like, this is something that I wouldn't forget. And I'm not even part of this situation. But it's like, come on, dude. Is it like, yeah. And like a random nitpick, I don't know why, but in the panel of Eren, like literally looking at the Alchemix power plant, his overalls are drawn in a way that it's not symmetrical. And I don't know why that's bothering me so much, but that's just a nitpick. But no, I feel like Eren's probably going to hit up someone that he knows. Probably not, but he's going to find the evidence and then he's going to take him down. And there's going to be people that are going to be pissed off at him. But honestly, I don't think he cares. Because there are people that are literally getting sick and and like probably dying because of what this shady company is doing to the people. Because all they want is money from the rich people. I'm like, I'm sorry. They're not going to fuck you. Get over it. I am now done.
They need to stop acting like all this stuff means anything. Because we know Alchemix still just rises to power and literally by 2009.
No, I was gonna ask that. So the only time when I first heard of Alchemix obviously is in the Edge of Time game, and then I checked the comics. I was like, and apparently Alchemix is in the present. How long ago was it?
Yeah. They're made by Liz Allen. That's her company.
That's crazy. Peter went to high school with his.
So literally, it's Osborne #2 because she's literally Liz Osborne Allen or something.
Oh, she's an Osborne.
She's married to Harry. They literally.
Oh, right. I forgot. You're right. But yeah, no, it's about stopping Alchemix while we can, so that 2099 comes in and he'll save the day. It's like in Star Wars, everything's just preparing Luke Skywalker for his journey.
Yeah, in a way, but
they already own everything. They're literally the only company left.
Yeah. I want that too. I want like an Order 66 from Malcolm X, and Spider-Man 2099 is like the Luke Skywalker of the future. Just gotta fix it.
Jesus Christ, I don't want to see that.
Justice for Miguel. I love that character. Even though he's kind of an asshole.
And we'll get to Spooderman later. This is Spooderman right now. This is Fischer.
Gotcha. Let's move on to the next topic. This is going to be the light special for everybody who wants a great cover. Power Girls Special number 1. If you guys were lucky enough to get an art German variant, good for you. Jake, just to let you know, when you do the editing, you better bring up this image for the Power Girl discussion.
Okay, you got to send it though.
Yep, already sending it.
Okay.
Well,
I got you.
Yep. Okay, so in case you guys want to be up to date, Power Girl has like a new different power set right now. Psychic. She's a psychic now. Kinetic energy and all that stuff. Think of Jean Grey basically at this point. So this kind of separates her from the rest of the Superman family, where they can all fight fist to fist, but you don't have anybody who could fight mind to mind. So that's where Power Girl comes in, and
that's why they're all hippos.
Well, okay. You know what? I'll let you finish, and then I'll see if you answer my question. Go ahead.
Okay, so she actually does start her own psychology clinic to kind of help people through their traumas, or to talk about their their problems and this stuff. And she uses her powers to knock out the trauma out of her patients mentally.
Huh? That healthy?
One that's not healthy.
Do you want to explain this further?
Yeah, she just goes into their mind and just knocks them out, the trauma. Punches it.
Do they actually get knocked out?
Mentally.
So what, she like, okay, but what does that look like?
It varies between the
people. They had to remove the trauma.
Yep.
Yeah, basically when she knocks it out in the real world, does the person go like, "Oh, I don't feel bad anymore"? Like,
I feel better now. I feel like I overcame my issues. Thanks to Power
Girl.
Terrible. That sounds weirdly suspicious. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, you gotta learn from your mistakes. Don't let this happen to you.
They're not growing. You're just like, oh well, you're better.
So just don't have trauma, guys, or else Power Girls is gonna literally.
She's not going. She's not going door to door and giving this treatment to. No, people are coming to her. Come on.
I know. I bet they will.
No, but coming to her hoping to get better, not just have the drama stolen.
I bet. No. I bet. I know there are a lot of people who would just like to skip all those steps and just get the thing punched out, and they'll just feel better. That's not healthy, though, guys. No.
It's not. That's why I said it's weird. That's not healthy.
She's not telling people. But she's not telling people she has these powers.
Yeah, no. But I'm saying,
yep.
I'm saying, if you ask a lot of people who are going through stuff, could they just get rid of this? A lot of people would probably just take it. I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that should be the problem.
You still have that choice. She's not giving you that choice.
Right. I'm saying, but that should be the problem, in my opinion, and we'll see how this goes, scripted, when Fischer shoot. I think that should be the problem. The problem is her doing, but go ahead.
Okay, but anyway.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What happened to her company?
I don't know what this version of Power Girl seems to be flipping back between. I've been reading a lot of reviews, and it seems like they're flipping between is this the Kara clone history or is this the Earth 2 history? I'm not really that in depth of Power Girl's lore, so this is just all new to me. So
is this the Power Girl that was previously already on Earth, or is this a new Power Girl?
She has history with this Earth, so yes, I think this was the one that was on Earth.
That Power Girl. I think she's supposed to have a company called Star something, and her name's like Karen.
Yes, I think she even changes her name in this book too, from Karen to something else.
So she's a fraud, is what
they figured out a way that her logically lose her company and just hope for the best.
I guess. But anyway, so she does have a villain here who goes by the name of Johnny Sorrow, who, if you guys will guess, is a psychic-based villain. So this is the one defense all super people don't have, going up against psychics. So that's where Power Girl comes in. Johnny.
They do have that.
Not that in depth.
You literally can't read Batman's mind.
Yeah, well, he could train for that, but I think you're talking about super people,
Everyone
right?
can train for that, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. You're talking about like the super people who fight telepaths. They don't have a defense. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. But anyway, so she ends up fighting him, and he brings in his versions of the Four Horsemen, but different ones. They're called the Pit, the Pendulum, the Poet, and the Piper. Sends them to different places in the world, like Gotham, the swamps, Los Angeles, Seattle, this and that. Eventually, Power Girl does manage to beat him, but she does have to go check up on the other super people who got knocked out by his psychic, shockwave, right? I like the part where she actually does go to Supergirl's apartment, and she ends up getting attacked by the cat there. And what does Power Girl do out of reflex? She punches the cat through the wall.
I would too. I would do that to you
By the
right
way,
now.
By the way, it's a regular cat.
She's like covering her mouth, like, oh my god, please don't tell me I just murdered Kara's cat. She already has enough.
Yeah, you did.
Me.
Yeah, you did. You murdered a cat. I'm sorry. Any from a Kryptonian is murdered.
No. The cat comes back and shoots laser beams at Power Girl.
Oh, the Kryptonian cat.
Kryptonian.
They gave the cat powers to put. All right.
Yeah.
It'll be just a regular cat because Carl was like, yeah, it's good. The cat likes to scratch people though because they can't break my skin.
Okay, but yeah, she finds Supergirl knocked out, and she was actually in the midst of writing her diary. And I kind of like this part because Power Girl actually ends up getting a glimpse of her diary, specifically the section that talks about her. I mean, at first she says, like, nope.
I feel like she's getting a glimpse. It feels like she's like debating people's privacy.
Well,
or she just starts reading through minds and with her drama, and now she just walks in the room, sees the diary, like, let me stare at it long enough to recognize what she's saying.
Well, she reads one line and she's like, no, I can't read this. This is an invasion of her privacy. But her curiosity got the best of her as she comes back, right? In the diary, it says, Power Girl is a lesser version of me. That's how she is. Oh boy. Sorry, that's how she sees herself. But I never once thought that about her. I view her as an extension of my soul. I think we share a bond that no one else in this world could possibly conceive of, and I wish she saw it that way too. I am not.
Saw me kiss the phone of my
the mere fact that she doesn't see it means you don't share that bond. You're just like you're putting something on another lady.
I guess. And she does become buddies. Aw.
I guess she's saying that, but I think it was like, it's like she saw me kiss a clone of my cousin.
Oh,
they see different versions of themselves all the time. It's not a super special bond.
Mm-hmm.
She's literally stuck here. Her life is ruined. Can't go home.
No,
but they connect as friends. Well, that's what matters.
They're not friends though. Before this book, Karen never liked Car.
But they figure let's let bygones be bygones, since all the super people are upping their game right now. So all the super people on Earth are actually uniting at this point. So, and since Power Girl, she feels like the black sheep in the family. She's the one super person that doesn't really seem to be coming to the family reunions or any of that.
Yeah, it's not her family.
I bet she's still a super.
She has that what is Power Girl Kryptonian? What is this Power Girl? Who is she?
She's the same thing as Car, but on a different Earth.
Okay.
She's literally just older Supergirl.
Invite her to the barbecue. Invite her to the barbecue. That's okay.
She can, but if she doesn't want to go, she doesn't have to. It's not her,
She doesn't
her
have
family.
Did it?
Mhm.
Wait.
Y'all
Yeah,
should be trying to force y'all relationship with this lady who clearly don't like y'all.
that's
Or
a thing
wants to
though.
be with
Remember that Jurassic Park cartoon where they did that? that was annoying.
Mhm.
They did the
It's always annoying. You shouldn't
yeah. They,
just, I assume that she actually does care about us and want to do this stuff. She is too shy to do it, or she thinks she's a burden or something. You can't say that for them. You don't know that person. She don't want to know you.
oh, Crypt, absolutely. Continue.
Gotcha. Well, there really isn't much to talk about, like, the Power Girl story at this point. Like, she saves the day. She gets to meet with the super family, who are now all united in this point, and they accept her with open arms. Yeah, well, let's be a family for once. Like, and I know we're all a bunch of different people, like, Keenan, John, those two other kids who, honestly, I agree with Jay that we really need to come up with a different name for these two kids. Asul Ra and Otu Ra.
Some names aren't bad. They're alien names.
Hey,
They
they're
don't
alien names. Why are you making fun
They
of their
need,
names,
they
huh?
need Earth
Don't
names,
make fun of
dang
your
it.
name.
They need Earth
No,
names, damn it.
I got. Wait, say their names again. What are their names?
Asul Ra and Otu Ra.
Okay, maybe this is my American speaking that does sound a bit of a mouthful.
Yeah.
Like I said.
It is, but they're
Are you
aliens.
making fun of their
They
names?
shouldn't have to be.
Wow, that's really
No.
They're
really.
aliens.
I'm talking
They have
about.
to be from
I'm talking about like how Kal El has an Earth
No, I'm
name.
talking to Cryptid.
Oh,
What? You know that people can have two different names in two different countries, right? Which,
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
some people don't want that.
well, these kids
Yeah.
aren't saying we need a nickname at least.
Just call them by their superhero name
What's
if
this?
they are superheroes.
What
They
this?
do with super time.
do they have superhero names?
They,
They're-
I assume they're going to give them. You keep saying they're invited to this family union and all these superhero stuff.
They can't be called Superboy and they can't be called Supergirl because come on, we already have like 3 versions of each in this
And
team.
bring back the Sentry.
This is
We already have
DC.
Sentry.
This is DC, man.
In DC, you do realize that one of them used to be called Sentry, right? That was a DC name before.
Okay, then they better come up with a solution fast, because all right.
Oh, S and S, the Sentry and something else, and that way they can keep the S on their chest.
Yeah, they'll probably come up with something.
Hopefully.
We're not.
But anyway, we also do get a bonus story at the end. It's with Fire and Ice. That green fire Brazilian lady and that ice white haired.
The person that I thought was
Yeah.
Paris and an ice lady.
Yep. What was that, Austin?
Nothing.
Okay. But anyway, they're in Baltimore. They're stopping like a tidal wave from coming in. Then Guy Gardner pops up. Guy Gardner and Ice being former lovers and this stuff. And wouldn't you go and know it? Apparently, Guy Gardner and Fire don't really get along that much. And this kind of puts Ice in a little bit of predicament. Like, you have your former lover right here, and you have your best gal pal over there. Both of them are arguing with each other, and what side do you pick?
So you pick your gal pal. There's a reason the other guy's your former lover.
Okay, but anyway, they eventually stop the tsunami from hitting the city. But Superman ends up popping up and suggests, yeah, you two, you did great, but you guys need to find some time to cool down. Here, how about this? I know this great place in Smallville where you could, where they have great apple pie. It's out in the countryside. It's nice and quiet. You guys should go there. And that's what the two gals end up doing. They go to Smallville to, have some quiet time. And
So they have Superman's blessing essentially to be there, do stuff.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Does it say that?
They have Superman's blessing.
Yeah.
They say that.
You said they could go to Smallville. I imagine if they see something dangerous, they can go.
There's 2 different things to say. They can go to anybody can just go to Smallville. Because they actually say they have Superman blessing.
Well, superheroes in general, all right?
I'm sure if someone was being killed in Smallville, Superman would be like, "Hey, wait a minute, you don't have my permission, even though I told you could go there. Let those people die." You know what I mean?
No, I'm not saying they can't go there and be superheroes.
Oh, what are you saying though?
I'm saying going there in general, because anytime super people go anywhere, they brag of woman attention.
Oh yeah. Well, Crypto, you were saying that you're saying the book said that he said that they could go chill out.
Yes, basically.
That's why I was asking. He has to say that. Where you say that he said that?
I don't think Superman's not saying go patrol the mean streets of Smallville. No, just go relax, get your mind straight, get away from all the noise, and there you go.
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty much it for the Supergirl talk. Okay. I'm sorry, not Supergirl, Power Girl. So it's easy to get them confused. It's easy to get them confused. All right.
No, you have no excuse.
Mm-hmm.
It's really not.
Okay, so which start us off?
Is it our time?
Yes, it's finally.
I'm just gonna let the audience know right now who have not read this book. Me and Cryptid are big fans of Alyssa Wong's Deadpool.
Yeah.
And Alyssa Wong has acknowledged my existence several times on Twitter.
Ooh.
If that tells you anything about this book, go read this book now,
Yay.
or else Princess is going to be very upset at you. And if you don't know who that is, my point still stands.
Princess will turn you into doggy crap.
Yes, it will be. Okay, so it starts off with the Etzlir. Don't worry about it. It's a group of assassins. Don't worry about it.
Yep.
Starts off at their HQ a couple months prior to the start of this book. And this one guy is like, go ahead, children, pick a card, any card. And, some of them got the kill card, some of them did not. Be like, sucks to suck, I guess. And then they introduces all the members. And then you just see Valentine, which I nitpicked that last issue. They were drawn very femininely, I guess you could say, even though they have a history of being very androgynous. And I'm glad that they somewhat brought the androgyny back for this issue. Like, yeah, you could see the hints here and there of what they were doing last issue. But you know what? We'll go back to that later. And so then one of the people was like, yo, what did you get, Valentine? Like, if yours is a kill card too, I'm stealing it from you. And Valentine's like, I'm overseeing the new auditionees, get them settled, be their point of contact. And it's like, and that same guy was like, oh, the card with the gold envelope on it? This game's definitely rigged. What the hell? You always pull babysitting duty. And Valentine's like, but it's fun though. He's like, it's better than body disposal. And one of them is like, defeated, like, I'm body disposal.
Yeah, like this ragtag group of assassins.
Yeah, of assassins that are getting brutally unalived.
Yeah.
And so then the Horned Emperor, who is like the leader of this like group, is like, you have your assignments, go do it. And they're like, okay. And so we see Valentine holding their card that has like just like a black circle void thing. Just to let y'all know, if you didn't know, Valentine is canonically non-binary, which is really cool. We finally get non-binary Asian rep. Yeah.
And in case
they're also a mutant with needle fingies. I will be saying needle fingies from now on.
And to add context to that card, the black spot is supposed to signify death for all you Treasure Island fans out there. So, yeah. Ooh.
Yes.
What did Valentine do to upset this group of assassins? Like, come on.
Who knows? So, yeah. So we're going back to the present at the moment, which if from the last issue, if you know, Valentine and Wade Wilson, aka Deadpool, they go on their first ever technically official date. It's a bit complicated.
Mm-hmm.
And they are attacked by Last Bite, who is Butt Bats this time, and Ravona, who is Butt Fox this time.
I like I like the Dick Alyssa Wong said, you know what, let's get the werewolf and vampire from Twilight to go after these two.
No, but it's not a werewolf, it's a werefox.
Okay, well, wolf-like characteristics. So yeah,
That's very important. Not important. So Wade was like, "Wait, I know you. You were on those magazines, Better House and Gardens, very own Bargain Bin Lestat, ayo." And he says like, "You mean GQ?" And Wade's like, "No, I definitely mean Better Home and Gardens. I'm banned from like six different stores from shoplifting that magazine, and I get my GQs online." And so Ravona was like, "I knew you couldn't get another booking," and Last Bite's like, "Not another word." And so they just go in for the kill.
I'm killing you twice as hard now, Wade, for that.
I mean, it's pretty funny, not gonna lie.
Yep. You see the cover of his House and Gardens poster,
Holding up pie.
yeah.
It's pumpkin pie, which I don't even like pumpkin pie. You guys can hate me, but I love a good apple or cherry pie.
I tried making apple pie from scratch about 2 years ago. Worst experience of my life. And by scratch, I mean actual pumpkin.
Jeez.
Disappointed in you. Anyway, we're going back on this.
Yep.
So Wade is fighting Ravona at the moment and gets like pinned to a wall.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And he does the thing where, you know, you're actively like flirting with the person trying to unalive you. It's happened way too many times. And then Ravona's like, "Shut up, Deadpool." And it would move kind of over to Valentine, who's low-key kind of getting attacked by bats. Which Last Bite is like a planetarium date. That's cute, Valentine. Was it your idea or his? And it's like, and he's like, "Did you manipulate him into it and make him think it was his idea? The way you always do."
Oh boy!
He'd still be here if he knew what you are. I'm like, correct me if I'm wrong. But isn't Shikla a very interesting person who's probably done very similar things?
She tried conquering the world. I mean, come on, is that a big deal either?
Okay. And keep in mind, he was also in love with Lady Death, so you know. I think this is the least of Wade's worries right now.
The difference is Lady Death and Sheikla are very upfront about everything, about who they are, what they do, what they want to do.
Last issue, Valentine even mentioned that they didn't want to really talk about their past, you know, and really focus on the present. But you know what? We'll go back to that later. So going back to the issue, we see Valentine grab like a fire extinguisher and basically just blast Last Bite's bat form with it. They're like, "Deadpool, let's get out of here." And Wade's like, "Yup, I'm coming," while crashing into the lobby. You know?
Yep.
And Valentine's like, "Are your guns like filled with silver bullets by any chance?" And Wade's like, "Oof, no." And I think I lost them in here along with the chair wine. I don't know what
this is coming from a guy who once had a gold-plated gun that shot nothing but diamond-encrusted bullets.
I want that.
You
Mona and Last Bite are literally drinking the sodas that he bought.
Wait, you seriously wouldn't want to take a bullet with that?
No, I just want that weapon. I want it on
how useless that is, like any other situation?
What?
I want it on display. Besides the point. So Ravona and Last Bite are drinking the sodas that Wade paid for full price, by the way. Full price. Which rude. Why would you drink that he bought with his own money? Like on sale. And he's like, sometimes you just want to dine on something special, you know?
Well, he better have been the one to pay for it on the first date, after all. So,
yeah. Valentine wouldn't mind splitting things, but besides the point. So, you know, Wade is going at it on the bats, as you are. And he's like, he's like, you know, there's a lot of bats attacked by the bats. And he's like, "You're so tiny, but so vicious."
And
attacked by a favorite preschooler.
The vampires guy is like, "Look into my eyes, Wilson. You have pretty eyes. I see better."
Feel your will drain away.
Yep.
And And Wade's like, you have pretty eyes, but I've seen better, and pokes him in the eyes.
Yeah, no psychic could control Deadpool. His mind's just too messed up as it is. So
yeah, so Valentine grabs the gun that we see from earlier. It looks like a glorified water gun. Don't worry about it. And so then Valentine uses their mutant abilities, which is kind of hard to explain, but they can create like chemicals and such out of their needle thingy arm things. Yeah, I'm never gonna say fingers. I'm only gonna say fingies.
Okay, for all you One Piece fans, think of Ivankov, but instead of injecting hormones, Valentine's injects his chemicals.
Yeah, and so Ravona's like, I could smell you, like synthetic chemicals and ozone. Show yourself, and I'll make it quick for old time's sake. And they go around the little corner thing, and only sees the top of the fire extinguisher. And then he just sees Valentine, which I'm actually gonna screenshot this as well because I love screenshotting funny things. Literally, just like points a gun at Ravona while they're just like looking at the fire extinguisher. And meanwhile, we see Lady Deathstrike and Princess outside. And Lady Deathstrike just wants to go home. And she's like, just go already. We can't go home until you poop. And it's like, Princess like, being all dog-like. Being like, yeah, don't look at me like that. This is your dad's rules, not me. I'm just the babysitter. And she's like kind of annoyed that she has to take pictures of when that happens. She's like, I hate you, dad energy. I'm like, Wade, you have children. Why are you so worried about your dog, your Carnage dog?
Because he knows what happens to his children right now.
One of them's fine. Don't worry about it.
That's why he wants Ellie to be gone from his life, because he knows he's going to fuck over her life. If she's
The princess is literally a Carnage dog.
There you go. Yeah. We'll see where this goes.
You know, in Lady Deathstrike's like annoyance, we just hear a big kaboom in the back. She's like, what the hell? She's like, you gotta be kidding me. And then Princess just runs into the flames, and she's like, and he's like, Papa, Papa. And then Lady, get back over here. And then we see some text messages between Wade and Yuriko about this, you know. And I think it's funny that Wade shares a photo album link, and Yuriko's like, how the hell do you already have several hundred pictures of her already? You just got the dog. And he's like, she's very photogenic, Uwu. He literally puts Uwu. I'm not even joking. I would not joke about this, you know? Don't even get me started on the Uwu. Because like Wade's been posting these like cute little like emojis, which I know how to get those emojis. You need to have like a very specific like Japanese keyboard on your phone. Not important, but I know how.
And apparently one of those pictures has Lady Deathstrike in it. Oh.
Worry about it.
Okay.
So Valentine's like, yo, flammable agent, meet the new meet cannon, meet cool cannon. I can't say that word. Don't worry about it. And so
Phanatics.
Like, I see Arson wasn't just a childhood face for you, which reminds me of like the last issue where they recreated that meme of like the kid standing in front of the house fire. You know that meme from like 2010. So we see Princess pull up and trample on our lovely fox.
Yeah.
Care in the world. And they were like, anyways, I was saying, and then you just see freaking Valentine just shoot. And it was like, why not?
Take it to
you know, Wade is greeting his new Carnage dog. And back in the glitter dimension, be like, I am here now too, Papa. With sparkle, sparkle,
oh,
sparkle.
It's my little girl, my little princess. Hello, sweetie. I'm here now too, Papa.
And so then Last Bite is like, that creature is heinous. And Wade's like, don't talk about my adorable daughter like that. And I was like, oh my God. And then Princess like, Papa says I'm a star.
Because
he
Princess
says I'm
is over. Because Princess is over
that
the
I
star.
approach a girl who needs her vitamins and literally
Oh,
offs him. And I like this like little bit of dialogue where it's like, "Are bones vitamins? Like they've got calcium, I guess. Now I have a lot of calcium." Oh no!
It's just like when Deadpool was king of the monsters, right? He declared all enemies of Monster Island to be considered high in protein.
Yeah.
Yeah, Craven knows that well, right, Austin?
Oh my god! I forgot Wade has like a moment where he's like, okay, let me get into character. Ahem, while Princess like goes does her thing, and you know what he does? And I'm not joking you on this. This is why I love Alyssa Wong. He recreates Sailor Moon's like little like speech that she does, you know.
Oh,
In the name of the moon, I'll punish you, and literally cuts the rope that has the a moon like thing. Moon, not diorama. What the hell am I saying? You know what I'm talking
yeah,
about.
a replica of the moon.
Literally crushes.
Oh, that's kind of
My
funny.
lovely little werewolf
The
friend.
wolf gets killed by a moon.
That's kind of funny.
It's a fox. And you know, Wade gets to finish their little spiel, and Valentine and Wade check up on each other.
Aw.
And he's and then Valentine's like, sorry about my former coworkers crashing our date. And Wade's like, former? And Val's like, yeah, it's a whole thing. Don't worry about it. We should probably go before we get arrested. And guess what? They get arrested.
Yep.
But you know,
I like this.
like, okay,
I like this scene because they're like, "Oh, wait, we're getting arrested? Wait, you mean we get to have our first photo shoot together, and we're going to be forced to be in a room together alone? Oh, yeah, okay.
it's so
Punishment fits the crime.
and I
Yep.
love it.
Oh,
You know that recent meme with like Barbie and Ken?
yeah.
Literally, I need people to draw their ships with like all the different variations of that just one meme, because they kind of recreated in this book.
Yeah.
And I like how for like Deadpool's little like sign thing, it just says Deadpool. It doesn't even say Wade Wilson, which is funny as hell. But no, it's super gay and it's super great, and I love it so much. Let them be gay.
Okay.
And then
Do you think Valentine needs a code name sometime in the future?
Wait, what?
Do you think Valentine needs a code name sometime in the future?
I don't think they want a code name, but that's besides, because like remember that that little note that Sage wrote down?
Oh, yeah.
Valentine was even their real name. Besides the point. So guess who crashes the gay party up? It's Princess and Yuriko, and they go off into the daylight on Princess, like no care in the world. And so then, you know, we go back to the HQ, and the horned guy was like, "This is a disgrace. Last Bite and Ravonna are dead. Deadpool and Valentine are not. So who's going to volunteer to clean up their mess?" And you know, two of them, just like Pixie Lady was like, kill card," and the green lady, I honestly don't know any of their names. It's okay. Was like, "I'll go with Aster. 2 deaths, quiet or loud?" And the horned guy was like, "Quiet as you can. And one last thing, bring me the dog." No, allow you.
Oh, boy.
Anyways, we get like profiles on Last Bite and Ravonna while they're being off, by the way.
Yeah, they at least gave the writer at least gave those two the courtesy of a profile segment, only to say, yeah, they got killed.
And the last thing about it is surprisingly buff for a fox. Not that I'm complaining. I never did get my where fox questions answered, and you know what? Fair enough. I mean, it should be pretty similar to you know, werewolves, but a little bit different. But we do get a small glimpse of what the next cover is going to be like, and I think we're going to see a familiar face if you know anything about Deadpool and lore.
Oh, yeah, that's Ellie is going to pop up in the next issue. Wait, is that for Deadpool's next issue, or is that going to be for Uncanny Avengers?
No, it's Deadpool.
Okay, so we're going to get some crossover action between the two, or at least they'll be referencing each other. So
it's either in that next Avengers book or it's going to be in the next Deadpool book, but I'm assuming it's the Deadpool book. And I think Valentine's finally gonna meet Ellie. Yay!
That's gonna be cool. And Ellie's gonna be like, you know what? You're so much better than Wade's other wife. That demonic
I mean,
shit.
it could be worse.
Yep. Valentine, you're an upgrade, basically. So
Yeah, at least you're not doing anything that could destroy the world. I mean, you probably could, but I don't know that yet.
yep. So yeah, great issue, guys. If you're not reading Deadpool, I don't know what you're reading, but damn it, pick it up.
What are you doing with your life? Go read this now. Go read it now, or else I'm going to throw my burger at your face. I don't know.
True.
I'm gonna do
another happy Deadpool Avenger.
Yay!
Yeah, no, this is gonna be a reoccurring thing until they cancel this book, and I will be so upset when they do because I will Twitter rant.
Don't worry, I'm pretty sure Valentine's still going to continue on, even out of Deadpool's zone. So we haven't seen the last of them. You can rest assured.
And you know what's funny? Can I say this before we move on?
Yep.
What?
I am kind of disappointed that Valentine and Deadpool aren't getting a story in the Pride issue.
That sucks. But then I have to realize this is an ongoing thing.
Don't get me wrong, I love Brooklyn, but do they really need another story?
Yeah.
The whole point of the Pride book was to give the ones that don't get a lot of shine. So
exactly.
I'm just saying, just saying, give us a variant cover at least of Valentine. Dang it.
Bro, we're probably not even gonna get a variant cover of North Star. You think we're gonna get a variant cover of freaking Valentine?
I could wish.
Yeah, because you can just get one for Deadpool's own book.
Go for it. Go for it. Yeah.
I mean, we can. I'm probably gonna be put this in my box.
I'm kind of surprised that they didn't do something for Asian American Pacific Islanders Month, because they gave a lot of variant covers of people from that community to other books, like Dr.
I don't know, maybe because not a lot of people are actually reading this book, and it's criminal.
That's sad.
Read this book because it's so good. And then it's people are not reading it, and I'm like, what the hell are you guys doing? Go read it now. Every time I'm on a live stream with people and I get to talk about the books I'm reading, this is the books I'm for sure going to talk about.
Yep. Hey, that's why we want to make this live stream happen, so we could talk about the books that people need to be reading.
And I know I won't get banned.
And from that segment, let's talk about a book that nobody should be reading.
It's time.
I don't believe anyway. So I'll be checking out regardless.
Okay. Well, Austin, we'll be leaving for the rest of the episode. Do you want to give any parting words?
No.
Okay.
Listen to Jake. Blessed judgment more than which.
Hey, before you leave, do you want me to draw the wall for this week's episode?
I'll still in most of the episodes. You kind of have to.
Yeah. Okay, I will draw the wall.
Yeah.
You know what? Just have it disappear then. And just say I died.
I got you.
Well, I'm not doing the editing, so.
Gotcha.
No, I got you.
Gotcha. All right, then.
All right. Yeah. I gotta go in a few hours.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Get your rest.
We'll talk to you later.
All right, later.
Amazing Spider-Man number 26.
Oh,
So this picks up from the present day where the Scrabble Man makes his appearance, and yeah, it's basically all hands on deck. You have Peter and MJ alone having to deal with him, but then that's when Norman Osborn comes in his Gold Goblin uniform to lend a hand. And that's when Kamala Khan actually comes in because, she subtly was in the background a lot of this run as an employee of Oscorp. So,
why are you working for Oscorp, dude?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Kamala. I thought you had a city to protect that's nowhere near here. But
I was a high school student. What is happening? Why are you working?
She wants you could get a job while you're in high school, which
I know, But why?
Right, but in Oscorp, where is
You
Oscorp in
have, like,
location?
a normal
New
job.
York. Well, Kamala's in New Jersey, and you're talking about New York, and it's like a 30-minute drive if you take a subway.
Oh,
All
okay.
right.
You know what? I was bad at geography as a kid, so I didn't know that.
Gotcha. Seriously, I'm from Jersey, and whenever it comes to me going to New York Comic Con, it's literally only 30 minutes away a drive. So yeah.
Yeah, well, it takes me 8+ hours to go drive to San Diego Comic Con, so I don't want to hear crap.
Well, okay. Well, you
About
know,
your
I'll let you go. But there's something I want to bring up about this Kamala Khan plot point that I felt was wasted. But I'll let you go first. Go speak. So,
No, I mean, you want to say it?
no, it just won't be relevant till later. So it's fine.
Okay. So anyway, so basically the four try their best to deal with him to fight the Scrabble Man, whose whole objective here is to kill Mary Jane, because in killing Mary Jane, it will complete his ritual that'll give him godhood. And you have Peter here saying, "You're the guy that ruined my life." I had a good thing, though.
Listen, Peter. I know you're mad, and you have every right to be. I'm gonna need you to, for your dignity, take it from a 10 to a 5. All right, I need you.
Okay, so anyway, they fight. The Scrabble Man inscribes an insignia in Central Park, and he summons a dragon. So yeah, you have that going on. While this is happening, you do get treated to a flashback, actually, to Peter, barging into MJ and Paul, right? And Peter's like, MJ, look, I need to talk to you. I really need to tell this to you.
I'm sorry. I want to break this up too. He just opens the door. Like in the panel, he just opens their door. Like, how did he get it?
Hey, super strength, man. Super strength. Come on.
He just broke their door open.
I am so concerned, Peter. Like, I'm concerned for your well-being. I feel like you need to go to therapy.
How scary and unhinged would this be? You're enjoying your day with your boyfriend, and your ex
Great. Are they really boyfriend, girlfriend, MJ and Paul? Come on.
Yeah, no. Screw off, Paul. No one asked.
He could have been on the phone call. He could have done something else. He could have just cornered Paul by himself. I mean, there were options.
No, but this was something he needed to urgently tell Mary Jane, right? Because he's been trying to do research on Paul, trying to see if his stories check out, right? And there's one thing we all kind of neglected to kind of look at. What is Paul's last name?
Don't do that to me. I don't care and I don't know.
Houdini?
Nah,
Mephisto?
His full name is actually Paul Jeremiah Rabin.
That's a dumb name.
The Scrabble Man's last name is Rabin.
Yeah, damn, Witch, you kind of roasted him for real for no reason.
Hey, he has a right.
So,
I have a right.
So yeah, it turns out, that guy who's trying to do his whole blood ritual thing, he's actually the father of Paul here.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, man, dude.
He's the Antichrist of Marvel.
I know.
I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I had a long day at work, and now I have to come home and deal with this.
Now, let's talk about this for a second. Let's unpack this.
Yeah.
Okay? It's still not too late, but why not just say Mephisto and just be done with it? I don't know what it just ties into the last
This needs to be a creative destruction, okay, Jake? Mephisto is easy. You can't be Mephisto can't be in charge of ruining every aspect of Peter's life, all right?
But that's what he wants to
do. Just like Mary Jane, Mephisto has a life outside of Peter Parker.
But that's the thing.
Peter Parker is getting his freaking character ruined because of Zeb Wells being the worst.
But Cryptid, that's the thing. He won't have a life if Peter's life prospers. He must stop him at all costs.
Yeah, have you not been paying attention?
I've been paying attention, taking a bullet for all y'all, okay? Reading this right.
Wait. But doesn't that kind of...
It's not my fault you decided to read it. You didn't have to read this book.
But why not make it Mephisto this book? Because I just realized, is it set in stone that Mayday Parker will be born?
Well, because Mephisto is making sure she doesn't.
Right. But Robin doing all that, it doesn't matter. Anything that happens in between Mephisto's first attempt and his last attempt doesn't matter. Right? Because Okay, we all know at the very end of this arc somehow, well, eventually Mary Jane and Peter have to get together because Mayday has to be born. So Mephisto has to keep trying something. You can't just like let that sit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Am I making sense? I mean, like, just
Yeah. You're expecting a lot to be coming out of this storyline, man. It sounds like.
I guess. Okay, whatever.
It's like
Okay.
this is too much, man. This
Okay.
is too much for my soul.
But anyway, so Peter's like, "Oh, look, see, there's something bad about this Paul guy, Mary Jane. See, and Paul actually tries punching Peter. You know, it does nothing. Come on, you're an ordinary guy.
That
And
was stolen.
and MJ it tells Peter, I know. He told me everything. I'm like, seriously, woman, seriously.
Why didn't you tell me, huh?
Yeah, why'd you tell Peter?
MJ was like, but Peter, here's the thing you need to realize. He's a good man, just like you.
Okay, here's what I don't like about that. I read that line. I was like, yeah, I left you for another version of you. Everything that I like about Paul are things I like about you. I just chose him.
Yeah,
For no reason.
the only difference between you two is that he doesn't have he's not Spider-Man.
Right. And we both know I hated that about you.
Okay, but anyway, so you come back to the present, and you know, Scrabbleman is doing his thing, and you get the next reveal. Those two children, I don't even remember their names. They're not important.
They're not.
They're not real. Unless Marvel decides to pull Wiccan and Speed on them. So.
No.
Someone in the comment sections of a community post that like they really pulled a Wanda on Paul. They basically
Yeah, no, fuck off, Paul. I didn't ask. At least we like Wanda for the most part.
Okay, so they're not real. So the whole at some point we're gonna get those triple skull X's on Mary Jane, right? And everybody was thinking, okay, if she does that case the kids are gonna be gone. So something else horrible is gonna have to happen at that point, you know? So all right, so after Mary Jane hears that the kids are gone, she just flips out and she just goes haymaker on Scrabbleman. Her powers are cranked up. She's fighting, and that's when the Fantastic Four come in.
Peter, we were never mad at you.
Out of here!
We know we treated you like garbage at the start of this run, but we were actually never mad at you, and we're here to help.
Yep, I mean it's not like it's not like the whole world all of a sudden hates us as well. So okay.
Can I say something before we move on?
Go ahead.
I'm so tired.
I know.
I'm just tired. Like, did this need to even happen?
Apparently it did. So we're talking about it. It's content.
Yeah, I have my thoughts.
I know, but it is actively destroying my mental health right now.
I have my thoughts on what's happening that may or may not be true, but let's finish the issue first.
Okay. So the fight happens, and it's the Fantastic Four are dealing with the dragon, right? And Scrabbleman is fighting off against Mary Jane. At one point, it looked like the Scrabbleman, finally got Mary Jane. He's about to kill her up until Kamala Khan comes in, stops him. All the heroes are doing their best to contain the situation. Let's see. Spider-Man fights Scrabbleman. But it doesn't matter because jumping forward, Scrabbleman eventually corners Mary Jane, and he's like, "This is it. The future I saw. Your blood on my dagger. It happened." He kills Mary Jane, and he's ready to accept the powers of the god. This and that, but then he's like, "Wait, what? No, something's wrong. No, I gave you the blood of the scarlet-haired woman. What's going on?" And he gets killed because it turns out the person
it was supposed to be Black Widow.
What? Oh. Oh, wow. I didn't know that, but this is something we all knew happened. Kamala. Turns out it was Kamala.
Oh, by the way, yeah. So yeah, it turns out to be Kamala, and I was thinking the whole time, did he steal this from the Flash?
She's not. She doesn't even have scarlet hair.
Well,
No,
she can change the form, like Miss.
No. That's exactly what happens in the Flash season 3. Yeah, because for those of you who don't know, or who care, there's gonna be a spoiler for the Flash. Just skip a little bit ahead. In Flash season 3, there's a villain called Savitar, and he wants to ruin Barry's life, and so he's going to kill Iris West. Okay, and the whole season is about stopping him from killing Iris West. At the very end, when he finally does it, it's revealed he didn't kill Iris West. He killed Harrison Wells, who was disguised as Iris West.
Mm-hmm. So the future does happen.
So dumb.
Yeah, and I was thinking like, oh, so did he just steal that from the Flash? That was all I was thinking of.
I was like, why put all this effort in? Like, just chill out. Just
Uh,
go
And
eat something.
And what I don't like about it, it's just random. Because at least Flash had to set it up. This is just like we were just kind of posting. And then this
Is
dude comes
remember,
like,
like I said before we even started recording, Zeb Wells doesn't even like Peter Parker, so he's actively ruining his character.
Oh. What have you done, Marvel?
Yeah, but I guess.
Anyway, that gets to the epic moment where people were asking, okay, why are the Fantastic Four here instead of the Champions? Well, this is why, because they showed up in this issue at the moment of Kamala's death. So yeah, you have Paul. Paul comes in, reunites with Mary Jane, and he delivers the bad news as Mary Jane is crying and hugging on Paul. And yeah, that's it, guys. That's how Miss Marvel, quote unquote, dies. What did you guys think?
I am so tired of this bullshit.
Kamala originally came here.
She didn't need to die. You know that, right? She didn't need to die. They just actively chose to do this.
Well,
this was a choice that they made, and that was a choice that Marvel decided to do.
Kamala originally came here because she was trying to keep an eye on Norman Osborn. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, where did that go?
She pretty much found nothing bad or suspicious about Norman. Norman really turned over a leaf.
Did they have like a moment? Did they have a moment together?
I don't even think so, to be honest.
Okay, because that would be kind of what that's what I'm looking for. If Kamala's gonna be here, she should have a moment with Norman Osborn and they're beefing, but like he's like, oh, he's an okay guy. Maybe people can change. Yeah, something like that.
No, I don't trust Norman Osborn.
Well, by the way, Rich, it's pretty much 100% confirmed that with Norman Osborn, he has turned over a new leaf right now. All his evil, his sins got absorbed by the Sin Eater during Nick Spencer's run. So he's 100% good now. So.
Why not have Norman Osborn? Why not have Norman Osborn? So we're just taking shit from Flash anyway. Why not just have Norman Osborn pretend to be Mary Jane and then he dies or something?
Because he has a book out right now.
He has okay, we can't cancel that book. Never mind.
No, I still don't trust Norman Osborn. Kamala didn't need to die. Zeb Wells, I hate you, and I'm going to sue you for financial compensation. I'm suing you for emotional and mental damages.
Isn't it enough that Zeb Wells can't go to any conventions anytime soon? Which
yeah, I know. I literally brought that up earlier. Yeah, but you guys weren't paying attention.
So can we talk about this? How the editors straight up told him he sat at a table. They read his script. Comic script, so they were like, okay, well, Zeb, I could tell you just not to write this and we could change this to make it better, but I would rather you get harassed on the internet. So here you go.
They're like, yeah, you can write this, no worries.
No, they were impressed by the cojones of Zeb Wells.
I didn't think you could.
I don't think Dan Slott will have the cojones to pull off something like this.
I'm so tired. I'm just tired, and I am going to get my money from this man for the mental damages he caused to everyone.
I'm just kind of. I mean, so I gotta ask: do you think the Spider-Man run is dead now?
Yes.
It's still making money. It's still selling, man. At least for
no. I mean, after this issue. I mean, after this issue, do you think it's done?
After this issue, if this book still makes sales numbers, then that just shows that no matter what you do with a Spider-Man comic, it'll still sell.
I'll have lost a lot of respect for comic fans when this gets funny.
Amazingly enough, like and this is where I think the Marvel was good in the marketing, because at least from my comic book shop, they told me, like, when all the controversial all the controversies within these past like 3 or 4 issues came out, it was right around the time Free Comic Book Day was happening, and they told me, the people ended up buying these comics, Spider-Man, so yeah.
Because it's Spider-Man. Everyone knows Spider-Man.
I know. Still, even a book that should be selling horribly was able to be sold for a decent amount, given a proper
I still hate Zeb Wells.
So I gotta ask. So we talked about this on, I guess, the pre-show. But if Zeb Wells hates Spider-Man, why do you hire a guy who hates Spider-Man?
Like he said on record that he hates Peter Parker, but he's writing for Peter Parker.
Right.
Why did they think, let's hire the guy who actively hates this character?
Did he actually mean that, or is he just teasing the audience?
I don't know why.
He didn't need to write this book.
You could be writing it.
This guy had to have known he was going to be the most hated person in comics after this run. Like,
I still despise Warren Ellis with a passion, dude.
And here's what I don't like about writers like this, and I guess we kind of get 2 different problems here. Encrypted, you'll know this problem, but if you don't like the way Peter's written, maybe write a better version that addresses your problems. I guess you run into the Captain America situation Cryptic keeps running into, though.
We have to talk about the next issue, actually. You talk about people hating the character. Okay, continue on.
But yeah, I guess at the end of the day, I said it before, I'll say it again. You don't have to buy this. We're just talking about it because it's good content and it's funny. Yeah. but you don't.
And
that's why I'm if I do ever read this, I am pirating it. And I'm listening to my full
and as far as Kamal's death goes, I already know how they're going to bring her back. This, not many people look into this as much, but Kamala does have a healing factor. Like early on in her adventure, she did get shot while trying to stop a burglar at a convenience store. And once she got shot, her powers immediately turned off because her body needs to completely focus on healing herself. So I'm pretty sure we're going to get like a Superman coma sleep out of this. So
they're going to give her powers that are similar to her MCU characters, and I don't want that.
We'll see. Like, I remember a lot of people were saying that when it came to the trial of Magneto with Wanda, and saying like,
no, we're not bringing up trial of Magneto.
A lot of people were saying this is going to be the event that's going to have Wanda confirmed to be going back as a mutant. But that didn't end up happening. So.
That book is so bad. It's so bad.
Yeah.
I could not tell you what's happening in that book.
Gotcha. But anyway, any final thoughts on this issue, guys?
I think Zeb
Wells. Thank you.
I think Zeb Wells had an idea, and I think he's very bad at executing it. I see small things that if they were expanded on more, I think we would have something here. I think 6 months later, Peter and MJ facing a problem that they have to work. Well, I guess they can't. Like, they have to break up for some reason.
Yeah.
How does Peter deal with that? He gets back with Black Cat. We're in a new situation with Black Cat. So maybe him and Black Cat have new chemistry we can explore.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. We have a villain that's trying to kill MJ in the shadows. That's interesting. MJ found these 2 kids she feels responsible for. That's interesting. But we don't spend time with these things. He just kind of throws them out there, and then the next thing happens. So,
is
I
what
don't know.
It is. And my last thoughts on this issue is, Zeb Wells, you got a big pair of cojones. That's what I learned from you. So
have fun.
Zeb Wells, watch yourself.
Watch them cojones. All right, guys.
Yeah, you're lucky I don't know where you live. Just kidding. I'm not gonna actively go after, but yeah, but still at the same time, bro, go away.
Okay, guys.
Go away.
Okay, guys. Let's move on to the next comic. So, Captain America: Cold War Part 4. Oh boy. Where do I even start off with? Okay, pretty much right from where the last issue left off, you have Misty, Sharon, Steve, and Sam entering Dimension Z, and at that point, that's when White Wolf detonates a bomb that he had implanted in the portal area. All right. Miraculously, Steve and Sam, they're the ones who come out unscathed, most likely because they're the only two that have a shield with them. As for Sharon and Misty, they received the hardest end of that bomb. Specifically Misty, like she is knocked out, while Sharon.
No, don't do my girl Misty Knight dirty like that.
I know. While Sharon herself, she's walking on a stick right now. They're not in good shape. Like Sam is like telling Steve, we need to regroup. Like half our unit is incapacitated right now. Sharon couldn't drop dead at this point. Misty, she needs medical attention. And Steve is like telling Sam, they're tougher than you give them credit for. We're moving on. Like,
they need medical attention.
Steve, what the heck, man? Look, is this place causing you some PTSD? What did you and Ian go through?
Not even Aaron Fischer would do that.
Oh my God, I was like, this is hard to read, man. Look, Steve, we need to regroup, get our people together, and what does Steve do? He just continues walking on. And Sam is like, oh no, he didn't.
Aaron Fischer wouldn't do this.
Let's not talk about him in this watch. All right, so anyway.
Hey, I have my rights.
So anyway, Falcon just flies in front of Steve and stops him, like berating Cap for what he did. He's basically going to leave those two out to die. And what does Steve do? He punches Sam, and Sam had to, bring up his shield. This knocks Sam back a couple feet, man. Like, Steve was not holding back.
This feels targeted.
Boys, we got him. It's a hate crime.
Oh my God.
This feels targeted.
Sam is like, that punch would have created a hole in my chest. Okay, Steve, you want to do it this way? Let's do it. So they fight. Holy shit, does this get as brutal physical as it does verbally too? Steve actually goes for a low blow. He actually tells Sam, this is to protect the family. You should know that better than anybody. Your mother, your father. How many people have you loved and lost? How many people have you loved and lost, Sam? Think about your family. Steve.
Christ, Steve. This is a hate crime.
That was that was a low blow, dude. Because in case people want context, both of Sam's parents died on the streets from hoodlums. Like Sam bared witness his father, who was a preacher, trying to stop a fight between two hoodlums in the street, only to get shot at the process.
How old was Sam when this happened? Do you have a general age?
He was like a teenager. He was on the young side at this point,
Okay. So Steve has no right. He has no right.
I'm gonna ask because to me, and I don't read Captain America like you do, this feels out of character.
Yes, like.
What? Oh, don't you just love character assassination?
That's what I'm saying, man. This is getting into why I think the Steve book had to be canceled after this, right? after Steve did that verbal jab to Sam, it seemed like Sam was knocked out. Right, he was on the floor, his shield's away from him, and Steve is just continuing to walk away to go, rescue Ian. And that's when Sam stands up, saying, "Think about my family." I think about my family every damn time I put on this suit. So don't you damn lecture me about that. You don't think if I could trade this uniform to have my family back, I wouldn't? You think I don't wish there was anything I could have done to save them? I watched my dad spend his last seconds sucking in air in a pool of his own blood. My mom was shot by bullets this shield could have blocked. I think about that fact every damn day. Steve, you can't continue on like this carrying the shield.
Steven.
You can't call yourself Captain America.
Steve,
Oh
just
my
like Peter
God.
Parker, you need to go to therapy.
You've been demoted, Steve. You're now.
Oh shit.
No, I think that's what was going to be the fallout after this event, that Steve was going to be dishonorably discharged as Captain America.
You know, Isaiah wouldn't do this. Isaiah Bradley wouldn't do this.
Oh my God!
None of the other people, besides like maybe Hydra Cap, but we're not talking about him. None of the other Captain Americas would have done this.
I think what would have been more interesting is Cap and Falcon getting like heated and they're about to trade blows, but then Cap stops. He just takes him in. He's like, "Sam, let me break this down for you." Like, something like that. And then they have like a civil conversation. Something like that. And they talk their problem out.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, honestly, this was just hard to read, honestly. And after that little speech, Sam deals the finishing blow to Steve, honestly. He
beats him?
Yes. Sam brings him up in the air and gives him like a final punch as Steve is coming crashing into the ground like a comet. Yeah, Sam Wilson wins.
No.
Look. I know a lot of people are going to have issues with Sam defeating Steve. Here's how I look at it. All right. Part about being Captain America is having to fight all the fights that Steve has fought. You have to be rolling with the big dogs. That rang true for Sam Wilson. He's fought Baron Zemo. He's fought Red Skull. He's fought John Walker. He's fought Hydra, AIM. He's fought a lot of stuff Steve went through. On top of that, Steve has trained Sam how to fight too and how to use the shield. So I think it is plausible to believe Sam could score a win over Steve, especially since Steve right now he's not in the right state of mind at this point. Leaving a fellow hero out to die like that's just a big no.
I suppose. I guess I don't know. For me, I don't read Captain America like you do, so but just for me, that's a tough pill to swallow.
Like this, this reminds me of like back when Bucky was Captain America, right? One ongoing villain of that run was actually William Burnside. He was the 5th Captain America. William Burnside is basically like the Hush of Captain America comics. He got himself plastic surgery to look like Steve. He got himself an unstable version of the serum. So basically, he's an unrestrained Steve. It was a hard fight between Bucky and William, but Bucky ended up having to defeat William Burnside. One Captain America defeated another Captain America. Even by today's standards, I mean, would you say Winter Soldier could go up against and possibly score a win against Steve Rogers?
I would say yes, but only because the two reasons. One, Bucky in his first appearance has proven to be on Cap's level, from my understanding. And two, if anytime Bucky is fighting Steve is probably not going all out because it's Bucky. That's what I would say.
But then Bucky eventually had to fight a Steve that was going all out, like William Burnside.
William Burnside being that Steve that went all out is what you're saying?
Yes, the Hush Captain America. You know, the one that went crazy.
I mean, I don't know much about this guy. I still think I can believe Bucky could beat Steve just because even like. Oh, by the way, I just want the audience to know I'm going by my knowledge of the movies. I don't recap comics, but I'm going by like even in as far as even the movies was portraying it. Even before Steve even knew who Bucky was, Winter Soldier, he was kind of putting the paws on him.
Yeah,
You know, I think Sam. When I think of Sam, I'm not saying he's incapable. I'm not saying he doesn't have great feats.
yeah.
I'm saying that like whatever he has, I imagine Captain America has double of. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I think of when I think of Sam. So it's kind of tougher for me to swallow.
Yeah.
I think so. I don't think it's not possible. I'm just saying it would need to be something extreme.
Yeah, but this also goes on the topic of you don't want to have to build up a legacy character by having the previous legacy character be trashed, both physically and verbally, you know, because this issue did not make Steve look good at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, Sam knocks him out in a crater, and you know that's the image I posted on Discord, right? You know, Sam goes back to Misty and Sharon. You know, Misty is gaining consciousness back again. It looks like her metal arm is now in flux. And that's when we go to the tower that White Wolf, Bucky, Ian, and Black Widow are in, you know? Yeah, Black Widow is now working with Bucky. How about that? So Ian he can do nothing but sit there and watch as you know, both Sam and Steve fought. And he's like looking at Bucky saying, "You better damn well know what you're doing, Barnes. I'm going to put a bullet in, but I'm going to put a round through your head if this turns out wrong at the end." And then that's when White Wolf teleports his army of Fox in the location where Sam, Misty, and Sharon are. And while Steve, he's MIA right now. So you're like, wow. I can see why they had to cancel this and why they needed to bring in, like, you know, a positive writer of Captain America comics in, you know?
Yeah. But I'm also of the opinion maybe it's in the contract. This goes back to the Spider-Man one. If you know something is going to be bad, as an editor, say no. So,
I think it's I think it's just them learning the lessons of what happened during, you know, the whole all new, all different era where, okay, we want to build up Sam as the next Captain America, right? But, you know, we can't do harm to Steve Rogers in order to build Sam up, you know? So we're not going to be making that mistake again. And yeah, I just like how, like, you know, some people thought that, okay, the reason Steve's book is coming in is because, you know, since Sam is going to be promoted in his own Cap movie, that Marvel will probably want to focus their time on promoting Sam as Cap instead of Steve. But yeah, this completely disregards that whole argument since Marvel's going to be giving us a Steve Rogers book.
But we're suggesting that Steve's book is a flashback, right? That's what we're.
Well, no, it's not a flashback. It's a modern day. It's a modern day crisis, but you're going to get some glimpses of you know, Steve's teen years.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong. I would argue, and maybe I'm just thinking about the recency bias. I think this is kind of worse than what happened to Steve with Hydra, because Hydra wasn't him.
I know. Oh, there you go. You know.
So.
Well, you don't. Well, and this is even worse for Bucky because he's not being brain controlled at all.
Yeah.
This is all his decisions. He's the one leading everybody to the path to hell in this, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. Let's see, how many more issues left are here? Oh my god, there's only 2 more issues left.
Yay!
But like, how are we going to resolve everything in 2 issues?
I still feel like this should have been resolved in like a conversation, like the most Captain America conversation you could get, and like Sam words, not with his fist. So.
And you know, for an event that's called War, really, it's just a mission with 4 people going in. You know, that's it.
It's a Cold War.
But yeah, guys, that's it really for this issue. Marvel really needs to start hiring writers on and put them on books that they like the characters of. Let's let that be the moral of the lesson today, you know?
Well, yeah.
Gotcha. Alrighty then.
Well,
I mean, heck, which, let's put it this way. If Marvel decides, let's print out Aaron Fischer, they will most likely get someone like me to write him instead of someone like you to write them, you know?
Yeah, that's how Marvel would write. That's how Marvel chooses their writers now.
Exactly.
You who writes Aaron Fischer book?
They would. No, I wouldn't.
Like, if I was to write an Aaron Fischer book, I would do my research on Captain America stuff because unlike some of these other people, I actually do my research.
No, that's what he's saying.
And that's the amazing thing. Like, I wouldn't put my name in the basket. They would be like, okay, we know how you feel about Aaron, so here's a check, a blank check. Write a book about Aaron. They're like,
yeah.
Oh, God.
As long as Zeb Wells and other people other writers that I really despise, Warren Ellis, I'm good. Keep them away from my faves. And you know what? I'll give Leah Williams a chance because I like how she writes North Star.
Gotcha.
So I guess that's the end of the episode. So, you know.
Stay tuned for more.
We're also gonna have our Spider-Verse review coming up. You know, hopefully like it. It'll be spoilers, you know. Which plug in them socials.
Hello. Hi with the socials. You can follow the main Twitter at Comic Phanatics 69. You will get all of the funnies and the updates, you know. You can also subscribe and like here. You can follow me on TikTok and TikTok and Instagram at witch_of_Jotunheim. And then you can follow me on Twitter at Witch of Jotun, spelled with an E instead of a U, because I was a dumb 16, 17-year-old when I made that account. Yeah. Go read the new Deadpool run, or else.
Yay. Go support Valentine.
Go support our boys. Our boys are gays. And that's boys with an I, not boys with a Y. Just letting y'all know.
I don't think you want to be those boys. I don't think you want to be those boys.
Boys with an I, always boys with an I.
There you go. You know, yeah, see you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hey, if you have a topic you want us to maybe cover, we can do it. Maybe. We're not making any promises.
But making no promises, but we'll consider it.
Yeah, like, comment, hit that bell. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.